Nowadays we got people that talk about Megami as one of the biggest potential men of all anime. Actually, potential man is kind of a new term. We got someone who like they got all the potential in the world. They should be the strongest character in the series based off their ability, but they're just put on fraud watch every time they're on screen, bro. I want to talk to you all about the biggest fraud in all of anime, the biggest potential man in all of anime. This dude, this light-skinned Saiyan, he has failed me multiple times. This dude has failed me for decades, for years. I've been told that he's supposed to be the strongest. He's supposed to have the potential to be the best, and he just fails time and time again, bro. It's so aggravated, bro. Gohan is the biggest potential man of all anime, and I can't stand it. That's why I'm making this video. Dragon Ball has a lot of potential men in anime. It has a lot of them. There's a lot of people where Toriyama kind of says, like, oh, this guy could be the next person up. This guy is very powerful. But it really is just to gas up the villain, just to show how strong that they are by saying, oh, this person that's getting their ass beat, this person is really strong. This person's powerful, just to make the villain look good. Dragon Ball is filled with frauds. It's filled with jobbers. It's filled with potential men. And the next guy up, the guy that was supposed to be the strongest. They always say, like, when it comes to power scaling videos, when it comes to like people who try to make sense out of the chaos, out of the chaotic writing of Dragon Ball, they always say, oh, half Saiyans are stronger, right? When it comes to people that are supposed to be stronger than Goku and Vegeta, like, that just proceeds after them, it's not this guy. It's not this guy at all. Like, this guy, every time he was on screen, he was getting bodied, he was getting jumped, he was getting fucking destroyed by anyone that was on screen. Trunks rarely had any W's ever. Even when he came back in Super, he was really brought back just for hype. He didn't really do anything to Black Goku. He barely did anything to Zamasu, and it was addressed by Vegeta as well in the series. Like, bro, you can't even handle your own fucking problems, my nigga. Trunks is a jobber as well. Like, when it comes to the movies, he gets fucked up. When it comes to the main series, he doesn't really do anything. He hasn't really taken out any main villains as opposed to his own timeline. He didn't really get any W's until at the very end of the Cell Saga, if I'm being honest. He really, and that kind of comes with the structure of Dragon Ball. They always have to kind of let a bunch of jobbers kind of line up and get beaten by the villain before our main character kind of does the job for them, because the way they do it is they got this one really strong guy that's just running the gauntlet against all the heroes. As opposed to nowadays, you usually have a team of villains versus a team of heroes. Demon Slayer, One Piece, Bleach. Usually it's like, we got this team versus this team. We got the good guys versus the bad guys. It kind of takes inspiration from Western superhero comics and shit like that. We usually have the Justice League versus the Dark Justice League, or the Legion of Doom, or some shit like that. We always have X-Men versus Magneto and his team, right? I don't think that Magneto had a name for his team, but you guys know what the fuck I mean. It was always this team versus that team. With Dragon Ball, it was very different. It was always, we got a bunch of jobbers, we got a bunch of cheerleaders in Goku versus the main villain, as opposed to, like, we got our team versus like another team. The main time when they broke that mold was when Gohan finally took a dub against Cell. That was like where all the hype was at the time. Especially when you consider that most people that were watching Dragon Ball at the time were kids. Later on, when we come to the Buu Saga, we're trying to set up the next guy. We're trying to set up Gohan. We're trying to set up Goten and Trunks as the next people up to fight Buu. These guys weren't it either. These guys were fucking jobbers as well. Unfortunately, these guys were jobbers as well. I hate to say this, but it all just came back. It always just came back to them. It was always going to be these two that were just going to be the main focus of Dragon Ball. We just can't really set up the next characters. We can't set up any other characters besides Goku and Vegeta to fight any big bad villain, to fight any main threat to Earth or the universe or anything like that. We can never move on from these two. And I'm not saying they have to fucking die or anything, but just the point I'm getting at is, like, we made like the rest of the cast complete jobbers just to really get these two up in the spotlight, because these two are the most popular characters in Dragon Ball, basically. I don't really have a problem with that, but the fact that this guy over here on the right, is the prince of all jobbers, that kind of bothers me. And if he's the prince of all jobbers, everyone below him is just like garbage in terms of like, don't ever root for any other character besides Goku and Vegeta, because they're not gonna get any W's unless it's to like some random goon, really. Now at the time when Gohan finally stepped up against Cell, it was one of the most hype moments that I've ever seen in anime. Just growing up, it was one of the most hype moments that I've ever seen. It was so unpredictable. The fact that Goku is like, yeah, I give up. I gave it everything I had. That Kamehameha was the last bit of energy that I could do versus Cell, and he regenerated. That was everything that I had. There is nothing else that I can do. My son is up next, right? That got me up out of my fucking seat. I'm like, okay, let's fucking go. We got Gohan versus Cell, and he's actually doing good. At first, he's putting the hands on Cell. When he's actually believing in himself, he's actually way stronger than Goku. Something that we would have never expect. Something that they kind of did a little bit of meta knowledge in there, when Goku is always expected to be the strongest, and that's what was holding Gohan back. He's mentally nerfed. He's thinking that, oh, my father has to be holding back if I'm seeing everything that he's doing. He should be able to finish off Cell. He's just kind of taking his time. Like after maybe after some moments, he's going to kick it up a notch and just finish off Cell. No, that's not the case. Goku versus Cell, one of the best animated fights of the series. He was trying his best, and that was kind of a shock to me, the rest of the audience, and Gohan. Now, when we finally see Gohan fighting Cell, was it a very extensive fight? No. Was it the best animated fight? Nah, no way. But narratively, it was crazy to do at the time, especially like if you're reading it week to week in Japan, if you're reading it week to week in Shonen Jump, it was crazy. We get the time skip. We're thinking like, oh, okay, what's the potential of Gohan after 7 years? After a whole time skip, after defeating Cell, is he gonna get stronger? No. We get this guy. We get Durag Man. We get the great Saiyaman. We get Gohan in a white durag. Now I know Toriyama was just having fun. He was just kind of doing whatever at this time. He wasn't really like, according to his editors, he was just having a good time. This is the most fun he's ever had in Dragon Ball. I am not saying that was wrong, but god damn, dude. You couldn't just make a new character. You couldn't just make someone else be the Great Saiyaman. You had to like just push this upon Gohan, and I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, it's because he fought the Ginyu Force when he was like 5 years old or whatever. Shut the fuck up. Please. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. The Great Saiyaman sucks. And it was dropped fairly quickly. It didn't last long. This is when my GOAT, my favorite character, started dwindling. And then this happened. My boy can catch bullets. He can't catch an earring. Now, he was moving crazy at the beginning of the Majin Buu saga. Like, well, I wouldn't even say the Majin Buu saga. What do you call it? The Great Saiyaman saga or whatever. It wasn't really a saga, but you know, the arc didn't really start off with Buu. It started with like as a slice of life, right? He can catch bullets easily, but when Goku throws one earring, he can't catch it for some reason. He's like, oh, I'm trying to find it, Dad. It fell behind these rocks. I can't find it. Nigga, you're one of the strongest beings in the fucking universe. You can't catch a goddamn earring. I was screaming at my goddamn screen, dude. I was screaming so much at my screen because we could have easily taken out Buu, bro. If we got Goku and Gohan fusing together instead of Goku and Vegeta, someone who's considerably weaker than Gohan. Gohan was about the strength of a Super Saiyan 3 in his, what do you even call it? Unlocked potential, whatever. About the same strength as Super Saiyan 3 fusing with Goku. Oh my god, would have been raps. This guy just has crazy bad eyesight. He just can't catch a small earring. It's crazy. It's so crazy. I don't understand it. Like, I'm just moving on. I'm moving on. And like, the more I think about it, the more brain cells I lose. By the time, if I keep talking about by the end of this video, I'm probably gonna have fucking Parkinson's or something, dude. He failed me once again. In Dragon Ball Super. I'm not even going to look at GT, dude. He was barely in it. He was off his work. He's living his best life. His daughter is pretty involved in the story. I'm not even going to I'm not even going to address GT. Okay, the villains in that story just kind of just push beyond what they could even prepare for anyway. We got Tracksuit Gohan in Super, and it was insane how much they just bodied this dude. He became a complete jobber by the time we even got to Battle of Gods. By the time we even got to Resurrection of F, he couldn't do anything. I think Frieza one-shotted him. Actually, he completely just one-shotted him. There was nothing that he could do against Frieza. He was the strongest dude on Earth that was able to protect everyone. He got one-shotted. Now there was some potential storyline here where he's aware of this. He's aware that when Goku and Vegeta isn't there, he's the next guy up. He should not be getting one shot by an old villain that they defeated before, that Goku defeated before, right? This bothers him a lot, to the point where I believe in the Goku Black arc, he was frustrated that he just couldn't do anything. That he wanted to help with Goku Black, he wanted to help with Zamasu, but he just couldn't do anything. He wasn't strong enough. So he's training off screen, right? But the fact is, notice what I said there, off screen. Why is he training off screen? Why don't we see him training on screen? Why don't we see the work that he's doing to try to keep up with his father, with Vegeta, with the rest of these godlike characters? Moving on. The Tournament of Power arc. This one probably hurt me the most. This probably hurt me the most. Even more than the Tracksuit Gohan bit, because he got his gains back. Look at my man. Bro, look at his chest. Look at the traps. Look at the biceps. He got them all back. He got them all back. He even got the Ultimate Gohan look back. But unfortunately, in the anime, I know it's a little bit different than the manga, but in the anime, right, I'm going to talk about the manga in a second. In the anime, unfortunately, he could never have a moment without Piccolo. He could never have a moment without Goku. Because I don't know who was behind the production team, but they just couldn't have Gohan on screen without showing Goku, without showing Piccolo. There always needs to be a mentor that Gohan kind of looks towards for him to even be able to do anything. They can never make this character independent and act on his own. There was a lot of theories during the Tournament of Power arcs. People saying like, oh, he's the one that's going to win the Tournament of Power. He's the one that's probably going to defeat Jiren. He's the one that's probably going to unlock that form he was talking about. The form that he was saying, I'm going to unlock a form that's different from any other Saiyan. I don't know if you guys remember him saying that. He wanted to unlock a form different from any other Saiyan. Now, doing that eventually, but it was alluded that he was probably going to get that during the Tournament of Power, and that never, ever happened. He could do nothing against Toppo. He did nothing against that character. Toppo was untouched, unbothered by anything Gohan did. And it was just disappointing that, what happened to that character. And anytime Goku fought anyone strong like Kefla, Gohan was just nowhere to be seen. Now, in the manga, I kind of like what they did with Gohan. They had Gohan fight Kefla. Gohan still got knocked out after that fight. He got knocked out of the arena. But against someone as strong as Kefla, okay, that makes perfect sense. It takes a fused, high potential Saiyan to even stand a chance against Gohan. I fucks with that. But by having Goku just kind of run the gauntlet in the anime, just kind of shoving him in our faces every episode, just to be like, we gotta sell those Super Saiyan Blue toys. We gotta sell them Goku toys. We need Goku in every single episode. We need him involved in the story somewhat. You gotta have him do something. Like there was at one point, Gohan and Piccolo was fighting these Namekians from a different universe. Gohan got a Kamehameha off, but they couldn't have that moment without Goku being on screen and doing his own Kamehameha. You do like a father and son thing. On the surface, it's a very cool moment. It's a very cool father and son moment, but behind it all, it just shows that they're just unconfident. They're just not confident with Gohan and any other character than Goku and Vegeta having the spotlight. But it seems like this was a little bit different when Dragon Ball Super Hero came out. Now, when it was revealed that the main characters were going to be Piccolo and Gohan, or just mainly Gohan from what it looked like initially, I was kind of hyped. I was seated. Bro, you give me a Gohan movie, I'm there. I'm there, right? But then I actually see the movie, right? I wasn't mad about this, but I was just shocked. Real ones know this was actually a Piccolo movie. Piccolo was really the main character in this movie. It was really just Gohan that had kind of like the hype moments, and it was Piccolo trying to get Gohan, and he was trying to rage bait Gohan the entire time. Gohan successfully gets rage bait at the end, and then we get this. This is the form that he's kind of been talking about that he just like wants to unlock, a form that no other Saiyan has gotten before, right? And it's revealed in the manga that it is stronger than Blue. It is stronger than God, right? But the problem is we did nothing to earn this, dude. They just kind of gave it to us. And to me, I know how this business works. We need a new form to sell these toys, man. We need a new form to get people hyped. We need a new form to get people in the theater. This is just a hype moments and aura kind of thing for Gohan. He kills whatchamacallit, that version of Cell that was just terrible. Cell Max, I think that was called. He kills Cell Max with special beam cannon and he saves the day or whatever, right? But I'm just here like we didn't see the training arc. We didn't see him working on getting a new form. He just kind of got it. Okay, sure, I guess. And they try to emulate the same look that he had when he was a kid. And I'm just like, oh, it was crazy. But and just for him to be a jobber again, we know he's not gonna really be the main guy. We know he's not gonna be the main dude beating all the villains in the future. If there is a future, this guy never will. And unfortunately, because of marketing, because of the toys they want to sell, because of them being just not confident in any other character in Dragon Ball, this guy will always be a jobber, despite what they say about him having so much potential, despite him being a half Saiyan. Like, all they could talk about with Gohan is his potential in the series, but we get no award except for those few moments like Cell Max, regular Cell, honestly. Or when he's doing good up against the villain until he isn't. Personally, I would like to see Goku and Vegeta handle things out into deep space while we have Gohan handle things on Earth. But that'll make a little bit too much sense. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think Gohan is a fraud? Do you think there's a bigger fraud in that's not a good question. Of course there are bigger frauds in Dragon Ball. Yeah, we literally have Yamcha, Krillin, and Chaozu right there. Especially Chaozu. He's done nothing. Do you have any bigger frauds in anime? Right, this is something I've just been wanting to get on my chest in a while. It's just so disappointing to have this character get screwed over and over and over again. But yeah, that's all I got to say. I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will see you all later. Goodbye.